My name is Emily and I am a young adult carer. Transition means to me, well, an awful lot of different things. I transitioned from school, transitioning when I was a young carer to a young adult carer, and transitioning in work placement. So transition's just a movement in my life, sometimes another goal I'm looking towards, and sometimes it's just time that I have to move on. Obviously, when I was 18, I then had to transition into the young adult carers support team. I was a young carer for my mum since the age of 8, and I started the young carers service with York at the age of 10. They supported me all the way through primary, right into secondary, into college and university, so they've been there throughout everything. My mum has bipolar and she is epileptic, and her medication did interact with each other, so it was difficult to control her epilepsy and a bipolar, so it has been quite a up and down kind of, she'd be fine for 6 months and then we'd have a terrible year, so it was quite up and down. It's just all about getting the medication right, so sometimes it'd be fantastic, sometimes it'd be really hard, but they were always there for me when I needed their support. My hopes were to get on better at school because I struggled. Obviously, like I said, there was a lot of ups and downs and it did affect my education. My fears were that my mum wasn't going to get better, I wasn't going to get the right education that I needed, and also I feared bullying. Quite a lot of people didn't understand what was wrong with my mum, and nasty things were said sometimes, so that did worry me as well. But I think my hopes were to do as well as possible in a situation that wasn't the best. I know a lot more than what I used to. Like I say, firstly, my mum's diagnosis, really didn't understand it. Quite confused me when I was young, and I was quite angry about it because I just thought my mum wasn't acting as everybody else did and she was doing it on purpose. So me understanding that has become a lot easier. And also the wide support range. There's not just the carers centre, there's things for my mum, there's things for me, there's things for my sister, there's things for my stepdad. At the beginning, we didn't know anything. We had no idea. So I do know that there's quite a lot of support in York if you know where things are. And it wasn't easy to find out. But once you know where everything is and you know what support's available to you, you kind of know what you can get from society, basically, and my mum's illness. And there is a lot going on for my mum as well, which if my mum goes off to a session for the day, that takes great pressure off me because I know that I'm at work, but I know that my mum might have an epileptic fit or might not be well with a bipolar, but actually she's in a place for the day and she's safe till 5 o'clock, so I don't need to worry during the day. So that really helps, actually. Just my mum going off for the day to a support session really helps me as well. So I think, I know a lot more than what I did, and I think getting that out to people is really important. My message to a young person that's going to transition is not to worry. Everything will be okay. It's not all smooth. It might not be what you expected, but everything's fine, and the team that look after you are excellent. Unfortunately, no matter what in life, we have to make transitions, so it's not really a choice. Once you finish school, you do have to move on to work or college or university or sixth form, and that's the same in support mechanisms. Yes, I did worry. Why I worried, I don't know, because everything was fine. And I think just be confident that you will get the right support and not to worry. Transition actually is a good thing and it is quite fun. So I just wouldn't worry about it. Be positive and enjoy the ride, really. The reality of the transition was what I expected. Getting older, more responsibilities, Also, more of a flexible approach on the young adult carers. I explained that I was quite happy where I was at that time, and if I needed them, I'd give them a call, and they respected that. Not obviously they did when I was younger, but they would probably contact me more. They kind of took that I'm okay at the moment, I'll be in touch when I need your support. And whenever I did ring, within a week or two, they'd sort something out and we'd have a coffee and go for a chat. So that really worked for me. And I think because I was at university and I wasn't in the city at the time, they did need to be flexible, and so did I with them. And that approach worked for me. Nothing really surprised me. I just think, obviously, when you get older, I don't know if it's just personally me, but I do think you put more pressure on yourself as being a carer, that probably more is expected from you. I don't think that was the carer centre. I think that was personally what I thought I needed to do. Yes, my caring role did change because I wanted to go to university. Fortunate enough for me, my stepdad said that he would give up work so I could go to university in Manchester. So my caring role did change. Andy took on the main role and I stepped back a little bit. I still cared for my mum. I was still at university and would, ring and check on her every day. And if anything did go wrong, I would come back from Manchester straight away. But it did change because Andy took over the caring role. So that enabled me to go to university. The York Carer Centre did know that I went to university and they were quite flexible with that. So when I was home and if I did need some support, I'd just give them a call and say, I'm back for Christmas, could we have a bit of a chat? I'm just a little bit worried about my caring role. And they was always quite flexible with doing that. So I still got the support even though I was technically living in Manchester, but they'd still be there for me.